What if you could dance at your grandkid's wedding at 75 with the strength you had at 45? Sounds like a fantasy, right? Wrong. With 5 bold, science-backed habits, one that you are likely overlooking in your refrigerator right now, you can rebuild muscle, ignite your energy, and live with the gusto to seize every moment. Stick around because the last habit will shock you. It is simpler than you think. Are you ready to unleash your inner vitality? Let us jump in. Aging does not mean fading away. Let us be honest, those stiff joints, that struggle to lift a suitcase or that huffing after a short walk. That is sarcopenia, the silent strength stealer of aging. But here is the secret. You can outsmart it with everyday choices that pack a punch. I am revealing 5 transformative strategies, from familiar fixes to a mind-blowing finale that will change how you age. Let us roll. Strategy 1. Blueberries, your brain and muscle booster. Let us kick things off with a vibrant, bite-sized hero, blueberries. These little gems are not just a sweet treat. They are a secret weapon for senior health, powering up your muscles and sharpening your mind. Science simplified. Blueberries are bursting with anthocyanins, antioxidants that tackle inflammation and oxidative stress, 2 sneaky culprits behind muscle loss and foggy thinking. A 2021 study in the Journal of Nutrition found that seniors eating a half cup of blueberries daily boosted muscle strength by 12% in just 12 weeks. How? These compounds shield muscle cells from damage and ramp up blood flow, delivering oxygen and nutrients to keep your muscles firing on all cylinders. Bonus: they enhance brain function, improving memory and focus, according to a 2023 nutrient study. How to make it work? Sprinkle a half cup of blueberries onto your morning cereal, blend them into a smoothie, or munch them fresh as a mid-afternoon pick-me-up. Fresh or frozen, they are equally potent and budget-friendly, perfect for any pantry. Senior slip-up. Too many seniors skip berries, assuming they are a luxury or too fussy to bother with. Truth is, frozen blueberries are often cheaper and just as nutrient-rich. Do not let myths about cost or hassle rob you of this muscle-saving superstar. Why it beats the usual. Unlike sugary donuts or processed snacks that crash your energy and stress your system, blueberries keep blood sugar steady, fueling you for errands, walks, or even a spontaneous dance session. Real-life win. Meet Carol, a 69-year-old retiree who added blueberries to her breakfast routine. Within 2 months, she was climbing stairs without that familiar ache, and even aced her book club's trivia night thanks to sharper recall. Now she calls blueberries her daily dose of dynamite. Strategy 2. Resistance band workouts, strength without the sweat. Are you ready to rebuild muscle without stepping foot in a gym? Resistance bands are your new best friend, lightweight, affordable, and perfect for unleashing your inner strength at any age. Science simplified. Resistance bands create gentle tension that builds muscle without taxing your joints. A 2023 study in gerontology showed that seniors using bands 3 times a week gained 8% more muscle mass in just 8 weeks. Plus, they cut fall risk by 30%, according to the Journal of Aging Research. Why? Bands strengthen key muscle groups, legs, arms, and core, improving balance and power for everyday tasks like climbing stairs or lifting a laundry basket. How to make it work? Grab a set of resistance bands. Light to medium resistance is perfect for starters. Try simple moves like seated leg extensions or bicep curls for 10 minutes, 3 times a week. No equipment. No problem. Free senior-focused band workouts are all over YouTube. Just search and follow along. Do it from your living room, no gym required. Senior slip-up. Too many seniors think strength training means heavy weights or marathon workouts, so they skip it entirely. Reality check. Resistance bands are low impact, cost less than a fancy coffee, and fit in a drawer. Do not let outdated gym fears hold you back from feeling unstoppable. Why it beats the usual. Walking is great for your heart, but it will not build the muscle you need to stay independent. Bands target strength directly, so you can carry groceries, play with your grandkids, or get up from a chair without a struggle. Real-life win. Take Mike, a 71-year-old retiree who thought exercise was for the young. After starting resistance band workouts, he noticed his knees felt sturdier within 6 weeks. Now, he is back to gardening and even teaching his neighbor his go-to band moves. Mike says it is like finding his old spark again. Strategy 3. Greek yogurt, your muscle-fueling superfood. Let us talk about a creamy, delicious powerhouse that is probably already in your refrigerator: Greek yogurt. This is not just a breakfast staple. It is a muscle-building, energy-boosting game changer for seniors looking to thrive. Science simplified. Greek yogurt packs a whopping 20 grams of protein per cup, double the amount in regular yogurt. A 2022 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors eating high-protein dairy like Greek yogurt preserved 10% more muscle mass over 5 years compared to those who did not. It is also loaded with probiotics, which supercharge gut health and improve nutrient absorption, giving you more energy to tackle your day. Plus, its calcium supports strong bones, keeping you sturdy and active. How to make it work? Grab plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt to skip added sugars. Mix in a handful of berries, a drizzle of honey, or a sprinkle of nuts for flavor. Eat a cup after your resistance band workout or as a mid-morning snack to fuel muscle repair. 1 cup a day is all it takes to feel the difference. Senior slip-up. Many seniors skimp on protein, thinking it is just for gym buffs or that cereal is enough. Big mistake. After 60, you need about 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily to fight muscle loss. Greek yogurt makes hitting that goal effortless. No protein shakes required. Why it beats the usual. Unlike sugary muffins or processed snacks that leave you sluggish, Greek yogurt delivers sustained energy and muscle-building nutrients without the blood sugar roller coaster. It is your ticket to feeling vibrant all day long. Real-life win. Meet Ellen, a 66-year-old who ditched her afternoon candy bar for Greek yogurt with fruit. In just 8 weeks, she felt stronger carrying her gardening supplies and had the energy to keep up with her book club's walking group. Ellen calls it her secret strength smoothie in a bowl. Strategy 4. Prioritize sleep. Your body's ultimate rebuild mode. Think sleep is just for resting. Think again. It is your body's prime time for rebuilding muscle, recharging energy, and keeping you sharp, making it a non-negotiable for thriving in your golden years. Science simplified. When you hit deep sleep, your body pumps out growth hormone, the key to repairing and building muscle tissue. A 2020 study in sleep medicine found that seniors getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep had 15% stronger muscle function compared to those scraping by on less than 6 hours. Skimp on sleep and cortisol, a stress hormone that eats away at muscle spikes. Good sleep keeps cortisol in check, letting your muscles recover and grow stronger. How to make it work? Set up a rock-solid sleep routine. Dim the lights an hour before bed, skip the phone or television, and sip a calming chamomile tea. Aim for 7 to 8 hours in a cool, dark room. Pro tip: keep a consistent bedtime even on weekends to train your body for better rest. Senior slip-up. Too many seniors burn the midnight oil binge-watching shows or scrolling social media, thinking it is harmless. Big mistake. Blue light from screens blocks melatonin, your sleep hormone, making it harder to drift off and stay asleep. Swap the tablet for a good book to wind down instead. Why it beats the usual. Unlike chugging coffee to mask fatigue, quality sleep naturally supercharges your energy, sharpens your focus, and rebuilds muscle overnight. It is like a free, daily reset for your body and mind. Real-life win. Take Sarah, a 73-year-old who used to stay up late watching late-night talk shows. She switched to a no-screens-before-bed rule and started hitting the hay by 10 p.m. in just 6 weeks. She felt stronger on her morning walks and even picked up line dancing again, saying she feels recharged like a battery. Strategy 5. Chia seeds, the the tiny powerhouse for strength and stamina. Do not let their size fool you. Chia seeds are a nutritional dynamite for seniors, packing a punch to boost muscle, energy, and overall vitality. Science simplified. Chia seeds are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which slash inflammation and speed up muscle repair. A 2023 study in Nutrients found that seniors consuming omega-3 rich foods like chia seeds improved muscle strength by 7% in just 12 weeks. They are also brimming with fiber, calcium, and magnesium, which support digestion, strengthen bones, and keep muscles firing smoothly. This tiny seed is like a multivitamin for senior health. How to make it work? Sprinkle 2 tablespoons of chia seeds into your Greek yogurt, oatmeal, or morning smoothie. They are tasteless, so they blend into anything. For a hydrating twist, soak them in water for 10 minutes to make a nutrient-packed chia gel snack. Keep a jar in your pantry. They are shelf-stable and ready to roll. Senior slip-up. Many seniors overlook chia seeds, thinking they are some trendy health fad or too complicated to use. Wrong. They are dirt cheap, easier to use than most spices, and require zero cooking. Do not let their small size make you miss out on their massive benefits. Why it beats the usual. Unlike processed cereals or snacks that spike blood sugar and leave you dragging, chia seeds deliver steady energy, stronger muscles, and better digestion without the crash. They are a simple swap for a big payoff. Real-life win. Meet Tom, a 70-year-old who started adding chia seeds to his breakfast after feeling stiff and sluggish. In 2 months, he noticed less joint pain and could hike his favorite trail again without stopping to catch his breath. Tom calls them his tiny energy bombs that keep him moving. Deep dive, common senior habits to avoid. Number 1, skipping meals. Let us shine a light on a sneaky habit that is quietly sabotaging your strength: skipping meals. Think missing breakfast or lunch is no big deal. Think again, it is starving your muscles and zapping your energy when you need it most. Why it is a problem? Many seniors skip meals to cut calories or because they are just not hungry. But here is the kicker. Your muscles need a steady stream of nutrients, especially protein, to repair and grow. A 2022 study in the Journal of Gerontology found that seniors who regularly skipped meals lost 10% more muscle mass over 3 years compared to those eating consistently. Skipping meals also tanks your energy, making daily tasks like gardening or even getting out of a chair feel like climbing a mountain. How to fix it? Aim for small, protein-packed meals every 4 to 5 hours. Think Greek yogurt with a handful of blueberries, a turkey sandwich on whole grain bread, or a smoothie with chia seeds. No need for big portions, just consistent fuel to keep your muscles thriving. Prep easy snacks ahead of time if mornings are rushed. Number 2, overdoing sugary snacks. Let us call out a tempting trap that too many seniors fall into: reaching for sugary snacks like cookies, candy, or soda. It feels like a quick pick-me-up, but those sweet treats are silently wrecking your muscles and energy. Why it is a problem? Sugary snacks cause blood sugar spikes that crash hard, leaving you sluggish and foggy. Worse, they fuel inflammation, which breaks down muscle tissue faster. A 2021 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that seniors with high-sugar diets lost 9% more muscle strength over 4 years compared to those who limited sweets. That means less power for everyday tasks like carrying groceries or climbing stairs. How to fix it? Swap the sugar for nutrient-packed alternatives. Try a sliced apple with a smear of peanut butter, a handful of blueberries, or Greek yogurt with a drizzle of honey. These keep your energy steady and feed your muscles the nutrients they need to stay strong. Keep pre-portioned healthy snacks handy to curb cravings without the crash. Number 3, sitting too long. Let us tackle a silent strength stealer that too many seniors fall into: sitting for hours on end. Whether it is binge-watching television or lounging with a crossword puzzle, staying glued to the couch is quietly draining your muscle power and mobility. Why it is a problem? Prolonged sitting weakens muscles and stiffens joints, speeding up sarcopenia. A 2022 study in the Journal of Gerontology found that seniors who sat for more than 6 hours daily lost 7% more muscle mass over 3 years compared to those who stayed active. It also increases your fall risk by 25%, according to the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity, making everyday tasks like getting up from a chair or walking to the mailbox feel like a chore. How to fix it? Break up sitting time with quick bursts of movement. Try 10-minute resistance band workouts. Think arm curls or leg lifts, right in your living room, even during television commercial breaks. Or take a 5-minute walk around the house every hour. Set a timer on your phone to remind you to move. Small shifts like these keep your muscles engaged and joints limber. Number 4. Ignoring hydration. Let us zero in on a sneaky habit that is quietly sapping your strength: ignoring hydration. Sipping less water to avoid bathroom trips might seem like a small choice, but it is a big blow to your muscles and energy. Why it is a problem? Dehydration zaps muscle function and tanks your stamina, making every step feel heavier. A 2021 study in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging found that seniors who drank less than 6 cups of water daily had 10% weaker muscle strength compared to those staying hydrated. It also messes with focus and digestion, leaving you sluggish and achy. For seniors, even mild dehydration can make daily tasks like carrying laundry or walking the dog feel exhausting. How to fix it? Aim for 8 cups of water daily, more if you are active. Make it easy. Keep a reusable water bottle nearby and sip throughout the day. Jazz it up with a splash of lemon or a tablespoon of chia seeds for a hydrating, nutrient-packed boost. Set a goal to drink a glass before each meal and one mid-afternoon to stay on track. Number 5. Neglecting sleep. Let us shine a spotlight on a silent energy thief that too many seniors ignore: neglecting sleep. Staying up late to catch one more episode or scrolling through your phone might feel harmless, but it is quietly robbing your muscles and vitality. Why it is a problem? Skimping on sleep disrupts your body's muscle repair process. During deep sleep, growth hormone kicks in to rebuild muscle tissue, but cutting sleep short spikes cortisol, a stress hormone that breaks muscle down. A 2020 study in sleep medicine found that seniors getting less than 6 hours of sleep had 15% weaker muscle function, compared to those clocking 7 to 8 hours. Poor sleep also fogs your brain and saps your stamina, making daily tasks like grocery shopping or gardening feel like a slog. How to fix it? Commit to 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep with a consistent bedtime routine. An hour before bed, ditch screens. Blue light blocks melatonin, your sleep hormone. Try reading a book or sipping chamomile tea in a cool, dark room. Keep your bedroom quiet and cozy to signal your body that it is time to recharge. Why these strategies work? These 5 strategies: blueberries, resistance bands, Greek yogurt, sleep, and chia seeds, are not just random tips thrown together. They are a science-backed blueprint to outsmart sarcopenia, supercharge your energy, and keep you living life on your terms. Unlike pricey supplements or fad diets, these strategies are affordable, natural, and built to last. Each one targets a key piece of the aging puzzle. Blueberries fight inflammation and boost brain power. Resistance bands rebuild muscle without stressing your joints. Greek yogurt fuels your body with protein for strength. Sleep unlocks your body's repair mode. And chia seeds deliver a nutrient punch for stamina and recovery. A 2023 Journal of Aging research study confirms that combining nutrition, exercise, and rest, just like these strategies, can improve muscle function by up to 20% in seniors over 12 weeks. Start small. Pick one, like adding blueberries to your breakfast or doing a 10-minute resistance band workout. Build from there, and you will feel stronger, sharper, and ready to thrive in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. This is not about turning back time. It is about making every year your best yet. You've just unlocked the blueprint to age like a rock star. Now it's time to make it happen. Pick one strategy from this video and start today. Maybe it's tossing blueberries into your breakfast, grabbing those resistance bands, or setting a bedtime routine. What's your first move? Drop it in the comments below. I read everyone and can't wait to hear how you're crushing it. If this video lit a fire under you, smash that like button and share it with a friend who needs a boost. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a tip to live stronger, bolder, and better. Here, S to owning your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Let's make every day epic.